Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you've all had a good weekend. Hope you've all had a good week. What a night. What a night for Lee Carsley's first game in charge of England. What a result for England in Dublin. Our first win in Dublin, I think, or first one in an awful long time. And England's first victory against Ireland in 30 years plus in a competitive match. So we were brilliant, weren't we? We were absolutely brilliant. So we're going to have a look at all that game tonight, digest it. There was a lot that went off from a fan perspective and just from a general game perspective, really. So we're going to have a look at that tonight. What a night it was. How is everybody? Let me know who's with me in the chat. I'm just going to adjust my audio. Right, I think we're on. Let me know. Sorry about that, everybody. Start again. England. Yes, what a result. Would have liked to see Rice celebrate his goal. Absolutely. Right, sorry. We're back. So, England last night, 2-0 in Dublin. What a result that was. What a start for Lee Carsley as well. Brilliant start to his reign. And I was seeing stuff like, you know, this is the best we've ever played, even like under Southgate, which was nonsense. But we are going to break this down. We're going to break it all down tonight and have a look at how good of a performance it actually was, where this leaves Lee Carsley now, where this leaves England, because there's some new players that came in who had a good performance, had a really good performance, some debuts. But what a result, and what a night. What a night it was. So, obviously, the final score against the Irish, 2-0, really, really, really strong result for the English. And it just felt like, apart from the first 5-10 minutes, England were in control. I think there was a chance, wasn't there, that Ireland had in those first couple of minutes, back post header, probably should have done better and arguably should have scored. He didn't. From that moment on, we dominated, absolutely dominated. And obviously, the goal scorers is something we have to talk about. Jack Grealish and Declan Rice. I mean, when the Irish went to sleep Friday night, thinking and dreaming about Saturday, they had two dreams. One, they were winning it. With, you know, it was a night they were going to win. Or two, it was a nightmare. It was a dream or a nightmare. And the nightmare was Declan Rice and Jack Grealish scoring. In fact, no, scratch that. The nightmare was just one of them scoring. The fact is that both of them scored on the night. You could not make it up. You just could not make it up. And that was on top of, obviously, in the night as well. As the game was kicking off, there was things in the background. The snakes are back, is what the banners were saying. And it was just, it was just brilliant, wasn't it? It was just absolutely brilliant. And what goals they were. What goals? And I think that's the thing. The quality of the goals they were brilliant. You know, the second goal in particular, the build-up play, the 1-2 passing, it was really, really, really strong. But England were just dominant. England were just dominant from start to finish. And we scored 2 very, very good goals. But when Declan Rice smashed that in the top bins, you just thought, oh my God, get in. So yeah, it's just one of those where what a night of football. Let me know. How's the connection, everybody? I think someone's just telling me the connection's pretty bad. Let me know. Don't know what's going off. Not to be dramatic, but that second goal was scored convinced me we're winning it all. When you say winning it all, do you mean what do you mean? Do you mean the group? I think we're winning the group. We're definitely winning the group. No doubt we are winning this group. Let me close some stuff down here. Hang on. Let me have a look at the... not quite sure why we're lagging so much. Let me know if it improves. Anybody have made some adjustments? When I say adjustments, I've just opened my door. I've just got new internal doors fitted, and they're pretty solid. So I've just got a feeling it might have been disconnecting my Wi-Fi. Yeah, I mean, the banner there. I mean, imagine spending money on that banner. Money, planning it all that sort of stuff. And then both of those two score within the first, 30 minutes? Both of them score within the first 30 minutes. And, yeah, before you know it, you're 2-0 down. And it was just... That was it. That was it from there on. So Trent, I mean, the starting lineup. Let's have a look at the starting lineup, because I think that's interesting in terms of how we played, how we performed. So obviously Pickford was in goal. Trent was one of the big decisions, the big differences under Lee Carsley. Trent coming in at right back, trusting Trent straight off the top. Maguire. And Gahey at the back with Colwill at left back, which was interesting in itself. You then had Rice, Gordon, Mainu, and Grealish. I'm just going to shut the door. And it was, Grealish was playing in that number 10 role, wasn't he? He was playing in that number 10 role. I mean, he scored, which was probably the best thing, because one of the arguments is that he doesn't score enough. It's the same argument for Phil Foden. He doesn't score enough. He doesn't assist enough. So it's great that he got a goal and it was a good finish. England looked threatening. We looked threatening. Let's go back to these last 12, 13, 14, 15 months. It's the best performance England have put in a number of weeks. In a number of months, sorry. Forget weeks. Number of months. Probably. I mean, I go back. It's pretty similar to the way we performed against Scotland away. I think we played, again, the occasion seemed to get to the Irish the same way the occasion got to the Scottish, I think. But England, we just played really, really well. We were so strong. There was never any doubt in terms of who was going to win the match. And we created opportunities, and I think that was the thing. Trent Alexander-Arnold, the passing, absolutely brilliant. Gordon looked threatening in behind. We were just strong, and that isn't England's strongest. That is not England's strongest starting 11, is it? Not England's starting 11 at all. At all. Let me get into the chat. So apologies for the technical issues at the start. Hopefully the connection's better now. I'm back on. So yeah, thank you all for joining me. Match Channel, welcome. Josh, Philip, Dylan, Bohemian, Charlie, JT. Great to have you all with me. You think you're going to win the World Cup, says Dylan. Trent was world class. He was good. Yeah, he was good. Nice to see Colwill back, says Matt's Channel. Yep, I'd agree. I didn't get to see the first half because I was playing for a team, buzzing when the game finished, and I saw who had scored, mate. It was the goal scorers. It was the goal scorers more than anything that made it so amazing. I mean, I couldn't believe it. You could not write it. You could not write it. Kane wasn't that good, but had a mid-game. Yeah, I mean, Harry Kane this was probably the opportunity for someone else to come in, wasn't it, if they were going to be fit? But obviously we know Ollie Watkins pulled out. So it was his chance, but it just never really materialised. Kane was still a bit... Yeah, and ahhing. Your YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming as such viewers will experience buffering. Let me... Hang on, I know you guys are experiencing buffering. Reopen my door. Don't know what is going off with the internet tonight. Yeah, no, it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good at all. Let me know how the connection is, everyone. How's that? I know I'm quiet. How's that? Let me know what you think. I mean, what the banner, the banners alone. Let's have a look at some of these banners. So there was that. There was this one. Obviously, the snakes. Did anybody else see some of the other questionable banners as well when England scored? Let me load up this one. I don't know if it was quite. It got round on Twitter. I've got to put it on because it did really make me laugh. Here we go. Now, who saw that when England scored? Who saw? It's a Sheffield United flag by the looks of it. How did they get that in the ground? How did they get that in the ground? I really, really want to know how they got that in the ground. I saw the 2 ITV showed, yeah. Matt's channel, I didn't notice that, mate. Honestly, it was all over Twitter. JT, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bring it back. I mean, it did make me laugh. It really, really did make me laugh. Let me take that down. It's a bit blue for a Sunday. Let me load up. Let me know how the connection is. I think it's really, really jittery. So, Juno, what are your opinions of the English and Irish booing each other anthems? I've got no problem with it. I've got no problem with booing the national anthem. I think it's the pantomime of it. I'd have expected nothing more whatsoever from the Irish. So I think fair enough. I think 100% fair enough. I'd expect that. I mean, it was proper booed as well, wasn't it? Proper booed. I mean, it was loud. It was really loud. That was probably the worst booing. Like the loudest booing, I mean, that I've ever heard of a national anthem by a long way. It was really, really roundly booed, but I don't mind it. I don't think the national anthem is some sort of holy grail that you can't criticise or boo or anything like that. Maybe the stewards outside doesn't have English as a first language and aren't used to reviewing these matters. Maybe not, but I don't know how they got it in. Dylan, can we get Carsley a 30-year deal, please? I mean, it's one game. Let's just not get carried away. It is only one game. It is only one game. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna try and fix the internet. One second. And yeah, it was Ireland. Yeah, it was Ireland. This Ireland team were poor. This Irish team were poor. Really, really poor. They didn't press. They didn't cause us any sorts of bother at all, did they? At all, whatsoever. Let's calm down a bit. It was Maynard had a terrible start. He was all right. I thought, I wouldn't say terrible. He wasn't great, but he was. Yeah, I thought he was solid. I thought everyone was solid. I think Trent in the second half probably was the weakest link. Security are used to viewing the size of the flag rather than the content presented. Yeah, I'm still surprised that they didn't see that. I'm still surprised that they didn't see what was written on it. Oh my God, I don't know what is going off with the internet tonight, everyone. Let me know how the stream's coming through. I'm blind otherwise. Anyone who was at the game? As far as it's telling me, it's just lagging, which is why I'm not talking much, because I want to fix this before I carry on. Before we get into the meat of this, I want to make sure I've got this right. Yeah, Russell was on the telly. Yeah, I saw it. He sent me a message, actually, with the picture of him on the TV. Mainu is a very good prospect, but in my opinion, very slightly overrated. Saka and Palmer are the ones. Yeah, I mean, Gomez looked good, didn't he? How small is Gomez? Can we just talk about that? I mean, I can't believe how tiny he looked. I mean, he looked like a child. He actually looked like a child. He was, I think, what is he, 5'3", 6", 5... He's like, I don't think he's not any taller than 5'7", but he looked really, really small. But he played well. Played really, really well. I wish Gordon had buried his chance though. What a ball that was from Trent Alexander-Arnold. But I wish Gordon had put that away. As much as I'm really glad that Rice scored, which is hilarious, but I was really hoping Gordon was going to put that away. Next game is against Finland at Wembley. England will win 3-0. So we'll come on to that. Right, I'm going to crack this. Hopefully, I'll get a better internet. One sec. There we go. Yeah, so England obviously next play on Tuesday night against Finland, who lost 3-0 against Greece. 3-0, they got battered. I mean, that is a poor result, no matter which way you look at it. I was watching the highlights from that game. Looked very slow. The goals they conceded were poor. England should, it should be 3-4-0, shouldn't it? I mean, I've done my prediction video for the Finland game, so you can check that out, but I think England are going to walk this game. If I'm being honest, England, am I surprised at how well England played in Dublin? No, I don't think I am. I don't think I'm surprised at how well we did play. I think England were very strong, and I think probably England were as strong as Ireland were poor, which probably is the reason why the result ended up as it is. The second half, it'd have been nice for us to push on a little bit, maybe get a third, fourth goal, but it was job well done. It was job well done for Lee Carsley. And that's all we needed him to do. We just needed him to go out there, get the job done. It's a great start for him. It's a dream start for him, if we're being honest. Absolute dream start. One sec. One second, guys. I don't know what is going off. I apologise if there's loads of lag. Right, how are we doing now? It's saying I've got a good connection. I don't even know if I have or not. I don't know what's going off. Anyway, England, 3 points in the bag. We're not top of the group yet because of the goal difference. Finland obviously scored 3. This is why I think England it'd have been nice for us to go on and push on and get, maybe a 2 or 3 more. The chances were there. The chances were 100% there for England to go there and get this. Calvin, good evening, mate. Nice of you to join me. And us, sorry. Keller was really good yesterday. Finland fan Michael Talks Football said that Greece weren't that good in terms of Finland. 3-0 loss to them. That should tell you where Finland are at. I mean, it was terrible goalkeeping. It was terrible goalkeeping for Greece's first goal. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. Calvin, how are you today? Good, mate. Hope you're good. How are you? Did you watch the game last night? What are your thoughts? What's everybody else's thoughts? I mean, it is one of England's best performances it is probably England's best performance in the past 12 months. I would say that. I mean, England weren't coming off a good run of form, including getting through to the European final. We really weren't coming off a good run of form at all. So it was against the grain, and the new players, Gomez obviously making his debut, Gibbs White making his debut as well, and I thought they come on and did a really, really good job. The defence looks solid. Gahey, I think, is arguably the starting centre-back now, and then it's between John Stones and Harry Maguire, who partners him. It was a good night. It was a really, really good night. I don't know what's going off with the stream. I know the video, guys, is really, really iffy at the minute, so apologies. I don't know what's going off, but I hope you can still hear me. I am at the mercy of some sort of gremlin in the machine tonight. We trolled the Euros by reaching that final. We absolutely did, mate. We were terrible. Let's have a look. Let's have an adjust. England should win 4-0 or 5-0 unless Finland's Bundesliga winning goalkeeper has a great performance. Mate, it'll be 3-4-0. It'll be 3-4-0. Be careful with San Marino. They won the other day. They did. What a result. What a result. I mean, I'll keep talking then, JT, if you can hear me, but I don't know what's going off with the video tonight. I mean, England, I saw a tweet from really just before I come on, actually. Just before I came on tonight. Very big YouTube channel on X. X. It sounds weird calling things that, doesn't it? Yeah, the England extra, considering we're in League B of the Nations League and are practically guaranteed to be in pot 1 for the World Cup qualifying draw, which is obviously later this year, it's a realistic target for this England team to go unbeaten between now and the start of the World Cup in 2026. I mean, long way to go, and you don't want to be disrespectful to the people we're going to be playing, but you can't disagree against that, can you? Depending on who we draw, obviously, in the World Cup qualification group. Even in pot 1, you'd still expect a couple of tough games in there. Probably a couple of tough teams. We'll obviously, of course, be looking at the draw. I'll try and live stream the draw, actually, when that's made in a few months' time. What do you think will happen in Ireland versus Greece? I don't know. I mean, Ireland look poor. Ireland look really poor. They look bereft of ideas. They didn't press as a team. I mean, they had the heart, but they were just crap, weren't they? They were terrible. They were absolutely terrible. John Clancy, Ireland were really poor yesterday. England had a training session for the whole match. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like I said, as good as England were, Ireland were as poor, easily. Easily. I mean, if Greece win that, then, yeah, Ireland and Finland are both in a world of pain because I think they're both going to lose their opening matches then. But England should now take control of this group on Tuesday night, get a number of goals against the finish. Whatever the goal difference should be, then we should be ahead of Greece. And then obviously we play Greece pretty soon, actually. There's not a big break between now and the next international break. So it'll be interesting to see that. The crowd hated us. They absolutely did, mate. But that's what it was all about. I mean, you just can't. If I was Irish, I don't know how much I'd have hated last night. It's just you cannot believe Jack Grealish and Declan Rice both scored in that match. I just can't believe it. And I was listening to a few pods before the match, Irish ones that is. I wanted to get the Irish perspective, and they were saying, Jack Grealish, they were going to boo him, but they weren't too bothered. It was Declan Rice for them who's really got their goat up. because obviously he's played senior matches for them before. He was the one who they were really, really bothered about. And for him to score that opening goal and not celebrate, I mean, he did sort of clarify the saying that his grandma was Irish, I think he said, and obviously she's passed away and it would be disrespectful for her and whatever. And I do think, but, come on, you're playing for England. I don't think it would have been disrespectful. But he decided not to celebrate. But the fact that he scored, I mean, the thing is Rice and Grealish do not score for England. They're not goal scorers for this England team. They'll play another 10 games and probably not score again. So the fact that they both scored on the same night is just mad. Bohemian saying Scotland have scored. Yeah, because they're obviously on now, aren't they? They're against Portugal. I mean, that is fair enough if they have. Yeah, they have. So they have 9 minutes in. Wow, game on in Portugal. McTominay, of course, the only player they've got. It's on ITV4, I think, so I might stick that on in a second. What's this widget? There we go. England need Grealish and Palmer more than we need Foden. I think they're not celebrating things a bit daft, but doesn't bother me. Rice even had his own banner. Yeah, I mean, the banners, I'll go back to it again. This snake banner that was in the corner, the snakes are back. And they both go and score. It's just, oh my God, it is just absolutely amazing. I just can't believe how good it is. I cannot believe how good it is. It's just, you could not make it up. You couldn't write it. I mean, the odds of them both starting this game, given that Jack Grealish obviously wasn't in the Euros, was slim at the best of times. Grealish wouldn't have been probably starting in this game had Southgate still have been there. It's just mad. It's just so funny. It is so funny. I mean, we silenced the crowd. It was so hostile. It was so hostile. And within 40 minutes, we'd silence the entire crowd. It was a game of two halves. England did take the foot off the gas. You could argue the job was done. We didn't need to push for anything more. But I'd have liked to have seen us gone on and got 2 or 3 more. I mean, this thing about Lee Carsley not singing the national anthem as well seemed to just absolutely dominate the pre-match build-up. It was the first thing ITV covered as part of their coverage on the night. I don't know if it bothers me or not. I think, it's a bit of a non-story. I think someone on TalkSport, they were saying, did Alf Ramsey belt the Three Lions? They weren't singing that as a national anthem. Did Alf Ramsey belt out the national anthem before we won the final? And I'm like, I don't know. And it's like, does it really matter? I think the thing is it's the questioning of why wouldn't you sing the national anthem? And if there's a reason why you shouldn't, then I understand that the knock-on effect of that is, are you then the suitable person for that job in terms of the passion, the desire? I do get that. I do get that. But at the end of the day, it's the results on the pitch that matter, isn't it? We all know that. I really want to see Adam Wharton more. He was kind of injured, so missed this squad. I do hope not singing the anthem won't cost Carsley the job. It won't do, Jay. It won't cost him the job. He's not the first England manager to not sing the anthem, and he won't be the last. And certainly, up until recently, none of the players ever used to sing the national anthem at all. Bohemian, if you're concerned about singing, watch Eurovision. Good point. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. On the whole, it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. I do sort of get the point, though, in terms of, well, what is the reason why you wouldn't? And then if you don't, then obviously the knock-on effect of is, is your heart in the right place for the job? I sort of get that correlation, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't particularly care. I really don't. I know Gareth Southgate sang it and sang it proudly. Didn't get us over the line, though, did it? And I know Serena Wiegman probably doesn't sing the national anthem neither. In fact, I don't think she does. And we've won a Euros. And I know a lot of people were saying we want Klopp in charge or Mourinho or Pep for the England job. I guarantee you now none of them would sing the national anthem. So it is a bit of a non-story, isn't it? Match channel, I wasn't bothered. Hieroglyphin outside of the World Cup and Euros. 2026 defence. Trent, Stone, Gahey, Colwill, midfield, Rice, Mainu, Bellingham, front three, Gordon, Kane, Saka. Says Bagani. Well, potentially. I think there's a lot of players, though, to come in there. I think Palmer's probably going to be definitely pushing for a starting lineup. Somebody on ITV said if not singing the anthem is the thing being highlighted, then it shows that Carsley has been doing really well as manager. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, if that's all he's got to worry about, you're absolutely right. He is doing something right, and I do think he's the right appointment. And I know hindsight, but I was saying that before this game. We need to get in League A. We shouldn't be in League B, and you'd expect us to win this group and win it comfortably. And hopefully, we're now going to do that. I think I've said before, this was the hardest game I think in our group away at Ireland, and we've made it look really bloody easy, if I'm honest with you. So I expect 6 wins for England in this group, for us to top this group simply, and then look to head towards the World Cup qualification group, which is, let me see when that is. I did know this. I think it's November. The World Cup qualification group is draw for... I think it's going to be in November. I do have the date somewhere, but I'm just going to look on my phone. Oh, I don't know. I can't find it. I'm just trying to have a quick look, but I can't find a quick reference. I know it. I'm sure it's sometimes towards the end of this year. Southgate got far too involved. The manager has to manage the team, but I do want to see the players singing. Yeah, no, I like to see the players sing. I do like to see the players sing the anthem, definitely. Bagani, you reckon Kane will still be going in 2026? Bohemian asking Bagani straight out there. I mean, it depends if there's no one else, and at the minute there still isn't. You might say Ollie Watkins, but we don't know how he's going to be. We need more striking options, really. As an Irish fan who was at the match, the noise was 10 times louder than on the telly at the beginning. After 20 minutes, we were so pissed and show-shocked after the 2 snakes scored. Do you know what was people's reactions in the crowd? I mean, if you're an Irish fan, thank you so much for joining us, by the way. You're an Irish fan in the ground. What were people saying? I mean, was it genuinely shocking disbelief? I mean, it was for me, and I thought, gee, I could not believe both of them 2 scored. But the silence, I mean, I was watching it and thinking, Jesus, this atmosphere is hot. It was so loud, even through the telly. And I'm thinking it must be absolutely bouncing there from an Irish perspective. And you just got the wind knocked out your sails by the goal scorers more than the actual goals themselves, I think. JT Smith, I swear England love to troll. It is a conspiracy. Grealish and Rice scoring there. Oh dear. When's the World Cup qualification draw? All 11 sang. I'm sure it's November, Bagani. I have researched this, and I'm sure I've said it in one of my previous live streams or video. But let me have a look. Bear with me. Let me have a look. Oh, it's still... Oh, hang on. No. December 2024, I think it's going to be. Yeah, so it's just... I don't think there's a firm date yet, or there might be. But, yeah, December 2024. So, end of this year, basically. JT Smith, Kane is absolutely fine in my opinion. I just think we are carrying an injury at Euros and knackered. Southgate should have dropped him. Do you think he will rotate heavily against Finland? No, because I don't think he's really got the squad. Remember, a lot of players have pulled out of this. I think it'll be the same starting 11. I think it'll be as you were. Juno, honestly, everyone found it funny in the ground, but everyone was so annoyed. We all thought we were going to lose 5-0 at least after that. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. And I think one negative, could you say, England? I mean, is it a negative? It is job well done. You don't want to be like one of those where you're thinking, we should be winning this 5-0 now, 6-0. It was a good result. Going there, 2-0 in Ireland, good result. We don't need to be pushing it. But yeah, I suppose the Irish after that were pretty happy that it ended up the way it did, really, because it did look like it's going to be a long, long night. A really long night. England had counters and pace and frosty. Yeah, I mean, it was Trent. Trent was a real threat, wasn't he, with his long balls, and Gordon in behind. I don't know why he's going off from my live stream tonight, everyone. But it was I think Carsley might start. Sorry, Noni Madueke versus Finland. Maybe he might have another look at some other. Maybe yeah. He might have another look at some other players. Who knows? But I think he's seen enough, and it wouldn't surprise me if he sticks with the same starting lineup. It really wouldn't. Like I said, there's a lot of play. I'm surprised he didn't call up other players as well. If I'm honest with you, I really am. I mean, what is going off with the signal tonight? I don't know why my video is not coming through, but it's really annoying me. So I'm not going to be much longer because I don't like doing live streams where you guys aren't getting the best out of it. What do we think to Gibbs White and Angel Gomez? I thought they had really good performances. Again, I can't believe how tiny Gomez is. I mean, he was absolutely, miniature, wasn't he? He was really, really small. But I thought they both played well. I thought they both played really, really well when they came on. Had good performances. Let me see if this is doing anything on the task manager. There we go. Grealish was very good on the ball too. Yeah, I mean, again, I think with Grealish though, you need to see more of that consistently. And I still think he gets himself in positions where he's not direct enough. There's just, I don't know. I know he scored and it was a good finish. I just always want more from him. And I don't know if that's me being harsh. I just think if everyone's fit, he doesn't start for me. He's not one of England's starting 11 for me, as good as he was. In Carsley's under-21 final, Palmer and Gordon were up front. Yep, so he knows them very well. And this is the thing. He knows a lot of these young players coming through. Well, he knows them all, in fact, coming through. Not some of them. He knows absolutely every single one of them. And probably knows half the senior team already. It just works. Recruiting a senior manager from the youth system works 100%. I must say, though, we may not like the passionate hate that the fans of Wales, Ireland, Scotland show us, but I thought, JT, you're such a hypocrite. Why? What are we like against Germany? The same. I look, we are. We're exactly. I've got no problem at all with anyone booing the national anthem. None. I think it's the pantomime of it, and I think people who get offended, I think it's daft to get offended by it, and surprising as well. And I know English have a reputation of booing every anthem, but we don't. We don't boo every anthem. We do boo a lot, though. Pickford's long passes percentage went from 49% to 19%. He never touched the ball, did he? I mean, how many? It was just. I mean, he did have a couple of things to do, Pickford, and when he was called upon, he did do very, very well. But look, Ireland should have scored in the first 5 minutes. That header they had at the back post. I mean, Kane should have scored. Kane had a perfectly free header, and a player of his calibre, that ball in from Trent. I mean, Kane didn't even hit the target. He heads it over the bar. I think Kane should be scoring there, or at least making the keeper make a save. 100%. Gordon was brilliant. I know he lacks end product, works really well, but we had some pace. Yeah, I think Gordon. I'd start Gordon above Grealish. I really would. And I like Grealish, and I know it sounds like I'm anti-Grealish. I want him to be the player he's threatening to be. I just feel like his career is going to keep ticking by, and before you know it, he's got like 80 caps for England and scored 7 goals or something ridiculous. He doesn't score enough and he doesn't assist enough for where he plays in the pitch. He wins a lot of free kicks though, I get that, and a couple of times yesterday he was winning free kicks in difficult areas of the pitch, kept us on the ball. I get what he brings, but as an attacking option, there's better options there. Just imagine if Japan won the next World Cup, they slapped China 7-0. I know it's lowly opposition, but still, yeah, I don't think that'll happen, mate. I don't think that'll happen. Quick check on the Scotland score. They're still 1-0 up, 13 minutes in. Be a bit of a result. Oh, no, 23 minutes in. Sorry. Be a bit of a result for them, that, won't it? Booing the anthem can be disrespectful when the opposition fans don't do the same. In this case, unlike with Scotland, it's different. Yeah, I don't think England, very rarely England boo a national anthem unless we had ours booed in the first place. Alan Wright was only 5'4". Yeah, I mean, if we're on about Gomez, his height's not a problem. I was just surprised how small he actually was. He really was small. And on TV, he looked tiny. He looked absolutely tiny. Really, really small. Really, really small. But what we'll do, I'll possibly do another live stream because tonight has been not great with the internet, but I possibly might do another live stream after the Finland game Tuesday night. I may even do a watch along. In fact, I'll put a poll out on my community channel after tonight and ask if you want me to do a watch along or a live stream. I'll do one or the other on Tuesday night. It's just obviously a long night if I do both after work. But yeah, let me know whether it's a watch along of the Finland game or a live stream. I ain't trolling, you know, but I really don't think Scotland or Ireland should be depressed about their team's futures. Or Ireland should be depressed, sorry, about that. I honestly can see both sides getting players through and improve next 2 to 3 years. At least Gomez plays a central midfield, which is needed, yeah. Southgate to Carsley feels like a good evolution to me. Southgate has given something to build upon. Japan are too small to defend the box to win a World Cup. Yeah, I don't know. I think you've got to look at these games in isolation. End of the day, none of it matters, does it, unless you're at the tournament. And that is what matters. And England, they're doing everything they need to do at the minute. Really good performance. Lee Carsley will obviously be absolutely delighted. Amazing 2 goal scorers that were on the pitch. I still can't believe it that it was Grealish and Rice that got those goals. But yeah, it's sometimes football works in funny ways, doesn't it? I tell you what, guys, I am going to cut it there because I've just got a feeling the connection has been terrible and it's not been the greatest, and I apologise, but I don't know what's going off. I'm at the mercy of the internet gods tonight because the system is set up as any other time. So I'll do some troubleshooting and see about it. Bohemian saying I'd fancy a watch long, brilliant. So I might look at doing that. I mean, it is going to be a quieter game, isn't it? So maybe a watch long might spice it up a little bit, really. Because I do think it's going to be one of those nights. I mean, I've predicted, or check out my prediction video for that game. Obviously, now we have the context of Saturday night. I didn't have that when I recorded the video. Having said that, though, I don't... What did I go for? Did I go for 2-0? I can't remember what I went for on my own video now, but I didn't go for like a 4-0, 5-0. I still don't think it'll be that. I think it'll be sensible, professional performance, and I think we'll go off the gas once we've had a couple of goals. We'll win comfortably, but I don't think we'll win 5-6-0. But anyway, guys, I am going to cut it short tonight because there's so much lag and I think the chat's coming through slow. Real apologies, but I will be doing either a watch along or